Hello and welcome back to Crazy Cool Gaming. Today, we're continuing the series of how many tracks can I actually drive on in the Mario Kart series. And today, we have Mario Kart 7. And, yep, I'm really excited today. After many hours, I got the emulator to work. So, let's begin this awesome challenge. So, since there's so many cups in Mario Kart 7, I'm going to split this up into two separate parts, just as I did with Mario Kart Wii. And basically, I'm going to cover 4 cups today, and the next cup, I'm going to cover another 4. Thank you for watching, and let's begin. I'd also like to thank you so much about our video that we did last time on the Nintendo 64. That was my most viewed video to date and my most popular video to date. So I'd like to thank you. And let's set some ground rules before we get into the challenge. Basically, gliders and underwater sections will count, as they are undrivable in real life. However, boost panels are completely fine. With that, let's get right into the video. Alright, now starting with Toad Circuit, there's basically nothing wrong with this track, but later on lap 2 there's this glider section, but it can be avoided. So this is definitely possible. For our second track in the Flower Cup, we have Daisy Hills, which is possible for a little bit until we reach the glider section, which makes this impossible. For our next track, Cheep Cheep Lagoon, it does seem possible for a while, until you get to the boardwalk, where you take a giant plunge deep into the lake. So this makes it impossible. The track Shy Guy Bazaar is also mostly possible until we meet the same fate, which is the small glider portion of the track, which makes it impossible. Now for our first race of the cup, we have Luigi's Raceway, which, lucky enough for us, does not have any underwater or any mandatory glider sections, so this is definitely possible. For the next track, Bowser Castle 1, I think is completely doable. There is an optional glider section, but that can be easily avoided, so yes, this is definitely possible. For our next track, Mushroom Gorge, I do not believe it's possible at all. Well, for one, there's giant mushrooms all across the place, and I don't think you'd ever be able to bounce on those in real life. So no, I don't think this is possible, just like my last Mario Kart Wii video. The next track, Luigi's Mansion, however, I do believe is possible. Well, for one, the track isn't too, I'd say, unusual. It's really just a bunch of pavement. And there is a optional glider section, however, we don't have to take it. And even though there is mud, there is a bunch of combinations that would, in this game, that would definitely make it work. Okay, so for the next track, Woohoo Loop, I think. Basically, I've never been on this track before, so I actually raced through the whole thing, and I actually didn't find any mandatory glider sections or underwater parts, so yeah, this is definitely possible. For our next track, Mario's Circuit, this track does seem very possible for a very long amount of the track. However, later down in the track, there's a glider section and a huge jump off of mushrooms, so this isn't going to work. On Music Park, however, it's a completely different story, as this track is possible. There is an optional glider section on the track, which makes this possible. However, this is not the case for Rock Mountain, as about 20 seconds of the track, there's a mandatory glider section. Alright, now for Koopa Beach, there is a lot of glider sections. However, if you're careful for basically the entire track, you will manage to avoid every single one of these glider sections, and stay out of the water too, which makes this track possible. Unfortunately for the next track, Mario's Circuit 2, the same cannot be said, as if you get about to the end of the track, there is a mandatory glider section that you simply cannot avoid. As much as I hate to say it, Coconut Mall is also going to have to be impossible, because as you get through the track, it's mostly good, but each section, the top and the bottom, both has a glider and not just a boost, which makes this impossible. Waluigi Pinball also follows the same exact fate, as we don't even have to get about 10 seconds into the track, and there's already a mandatory glider section. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and this is honestly so fun to make, and I'm so glad we can keep this series going, thanks to you guys. And let me know if I should come out with more videos like this in the future, and I'll make sure to keep the series going. Thank you for watching. Crazy cool.